If you're anything like me, you like to see the pros showing off with a bit of freestyle. But what if you could also learn the skills yourself? Well, if you watch today's video, you'll learn 25 freestyle skills that the pros do in around about 30 minutes. So let's start the clock and get into it.
So, Ronaldinho, you know who he is, you know what he's done, but in the early ages of the internet, Nike made an ad with Ronaldinho, which was actually the first video to ever hit 1 million views on YouTube. But after that, freestyle videos and skill videos of Ronaldinho went crazy all over the internet, and that is what got me inspired to start freestyle. This move in particular is one of the most cool looking tricks that he's ever done, and that is why I'm breaking it down into 3 simple steps so you can learn it too. Step 1, the soul roll. Now I do this move with my weak foot, which means that I need to do the soul roll with my strong foot. So roll the ball with your strong foot towards your weak side like this. And that's it. That's step 1. Easy peasy. Step 2, the catch. So after you've done the soul roll, you need to catch the ball with your weak foot like this. So you need to use the outside of your foot to stop the ball like this. Step 3, the flick up. Now step 1 and step 2 has almost been too easy to even make sense. But step 3 is where it gets difficult, because after you've done the soul roll, catch it with the outside of your foot, you need to roll the ball backwards with enough speed so you can do a flick up with the inside of your foot. So roll the ball backwards, put the foot down and flick it up with the inside of your foot. And there you have it. That's the flick. Even though these steps are pretty straightforward, there are some things that could go wrong. So I'll give you a few pointers so you know how to avoid these mistakes. Firstly, it's important to do the soul roll and the catch in the same movement, because if you do the soul roll and then go for a catch, it's gonna look choppy. Secondly, when you do the flick up, you wanna roll the ball backwards, not to the side, not forward, but backwards. And lastly, it's very important that you do the flick up with the right speed. If it's too slow, you won't be able to get the ball up. If you do it too fast, the ball will just roll away and you won't get the ball up. First up, we got the McGeady spin, made famous by the beloved Irish winger McGeady. Now this is a perfect skill move to leave the defenders in the dust, because you're doing such a simple and common turn followed by a directional touch. Now to do this, all you need to do is do a Cruyff turn with your strong foot, which is basically just an inside touch behind your weak leg. Now after you've done that, just do a directional touch with your weak foot towards your weak side. And in the end, it's gonna look like this. Next up, we got the Neymar touch, made famous by, you know, Neymar. Now apart from the entertainment value, this skill move is absolutely unnecessary. There are plenty of ways to take down the ball that are way more efficient and way more safe than the Neymar touch. But I'm gonna teach you guys anyway. So to do this Neymar touch, all you need to do is jump with cross legs like this and then lift your back leg up a little bit higher. And you want to touch the ball with the inside of your foot, but it is very important that you anticipate where the ball is gonna land and you anticipate the speed of the ball to get it right. It is also very important that you train this skill move a lot in training before you take it out on the game, because if you fail, your coach might sub you right off. And finally, we got the Ronaldinho flick to akka 3000, which was most likely invented by Izzy Hitman, but has also been done by pro players like Bart Ramselaar and Barcelona player Serginho Dest. Now, to do this trick, you need to know how to do the Ronaldinho flick, which is basically just rolling the ball with one foot onto your other foot, like this. But as the ball hits your foot, just lift your toes up slightly to get that little flick up. And as you've done that, step over the ball like this and let the ball go up around here. Now, this is where it gets difficult, because you need to turn away from the ball and then lift your leg up, hit it with your knee, extend your leg and kick the ball out. In the videos of Bart Ramselaar and Serginho Dest, you can see that the ball goes back to them, and that all depends on how you angle your foot when you extend your leg. So if you extend your leg like this, it will go like a pass. If you lift it up more vertically, it will go to yourself. Number 5, the elastico. The traditional elastico is performed on the ground, but there is nothing traditional about Ronaldinho. That is why he started on the ground and ended in the air. Number 4, the pendulum heel chappeo. Not much needs to be said about this. I love this trick. Start with the ball on foot stall like this, a little bit higher, and roll the ball all the way back, release it, go around the ball, and heel it over your head. Number 3, the switch foot. An underrated old school trick that is not really being used anymore, but it looks hella dope. Start with the ball on foot stall, put your heel on the ground and do a step over with your weak and scoop the ball up like that. The classic Ronaldinho signature combo. Start by rolling the ball with your strong foot towards your weak foot. And now do a small lift with your weak foot. When you get it real high enough, clinch it between your heel and your butt and clinch it real hard. When you catch it here, you're supposed to get the ball over your head, so release the ball and roll your ball down your leg with a pendulum motion. Like this. Number 1, the flick up air akka. The badassery and the attitude put into this trick is unparalleled. Today I'm going to teach you guys the gutsa flick. The gutsa flick consists of 2 simple tricks, a sole roll flick up and a toe bounce, but both needs to be done with perfect precision in order to land it properly. So let's break it down to 3 steps: flick, positioning, and toe bounce. This of course also means that you need to master the toe bounce before we get started with this. And if you want to learn it, I've taught J-Mike how to do this while he was still the worst freestyler in the world. Click up here and learn it before we move on. Step 1, the flick. It's really important to get this part right because this part sets up the rest of the trick. Start by rolling the ball with the sole of your foot and let it bounce on the outside of your foot. Make sure to get enough speed and enough height, because if you don't get enough height, this trick will be a hell of a lot harder. Step 2, positioning. After the ball bounces off your foot, quickly uncross your legs and put your other foot down on the ground, slightly angled towards the ball. This way you will gain momentum and it will be a lot easier to do the toe bounce. Step 3, the toe bounce. Here you let the ball bounce on your toe without lifting the toe and swing your other leg over the ball and catch it. And that's it, you've just landed the gutsa flick. Now, to make sure you land this easier, try avoiding these common mistakes. Firstly, don't roll the ball towards your heel because you won't get a setup. Secondly, avoid rolling it too slowly because you won't get enough height on the bounce. Finally, don't rush the toe bounce and swing your leg too early. Now that you learned the gutsa flick, you can also flip it around, reverse it, and do what I call the PW gutsa flick. You heard it here first, guys. difference between the Neymar rocket and the rainbow flick is that when you do the Neymar rocket, you jump with both feet at the same time and you don't roll the ball up your calf. But the result is still the same. Total devastation. I'm gonna break it down into 3 different steps: positioning, launch, and release. For step 1, you want to place the ball right in front of you and lock the ball in between your ankles like this. Step 2, jump, bend your knees, and look over your shoulder like this. So for step 3, you need to find the right timing to release the ball over you and your opponent. Even though this might seem like an easy skill move, there are a lot of ways that this could go wrong. One of which is that you don't look over your shoulder when you launch the ball, because you need to keep eye contact with the ball at all times. Second, you don't lean forward enough, because if you stand like this, you will just launch the ball straight up. And lastly, you don't release the ball at the right time. But this is something that I can teach you, so just go outside and train, train, train. In order to land this move quickly and potentially use it in a match, I would suggest that you start with the ball on the ground with your ankles clinching the ball when you launch it. When you've got that on lock, take a few steps back, let the ball be, and do a small run-up before you launch it. And when you got that on lock, you should do a small run-up with the ball before you launch it. Finally, when you got that in the box, bring a friend into the mix and launch it over you and your friend. Make sure to get the ball close to your head and your shoulder so that when you launch it over both of you, your opponent has no time to react. Number 1, the crossover lift. Now this move is fairly simple because essentially it is a crossover, but you start with the ball on the ground instead of in juggling. So what you need to do is put the ball on the ground, approach the ball and put one foot underneath the ball, really dig it in there. Now you take your other foot and lift it over both your standing foot and the ball. And as you are crossing over like this, you want to do a jump and then bring the ball up with you. Simple yet impressive and very easy to learn. But note that it's a lot easier to do this trick on grass than on asphalt because you can actually get your foot quite a lot further underneath the ball. Number 2. Yeah, I genuinely don't have a name for this trick because it's basically an inside toe tap to around the world, but the ball touches the ground before it touches your foot to make it easier to control. So to do the trick, you need to kick the ball up to the side and then take one foot behind your other leg like this with your inside of your foot pointing upwards. And then you wait for the ball to bounce, and when it's on its way up again after the bounce, you need to give that extra little push. Now this is where it becomes a little bit tricky because now in this position when the ball is on the way up, you need to go back again and around the ball. So you need to quickly go back into your original position and then go around the ball with an inside motion. So that was number 2. Let me know in the comment section, does this actually deserve a name? And if so, what should it be called? Number 3, the toe bounce heel 360. Now this move was originally created by freestyle legend Soufiane Touzani, but has been replicated during warm-ups by players like Neymar and of course Marcelo. The trick itself is pretty self-explanatory because it involves 3 different elements: the toe bounce, the heel, and the 360 spin. The key to landing the toe bounce heel 360 is getting all the elements working together. So when you're setting up for the toe bounce, you're already preparing for the heel and the 360 spin. So when you do the toe bounce, you need to get enough height in order to make the heel and the spin in the same motion. So it will look something like this. So in order to get the toe bounce high enough, you actually need to lift your toes while doing the toe bounce, like this. Because if you don't lift your toes and you leave your foot on the ground, it's just not gonna go well. You know that move where Zlatan puts the ball on his chest and he falls down with his back almost at the ground and it looks like he's broken every single bone of his body? Well, that's what I'm teaching you today. Even though he's pushing 40, Zlatan is one of the most acrobatic players in the game. But we're not going to talk about how he is in the game. We're going to talk about what he does before the game, and that is being an absolute baller. So I'm going to give you a few pointers on how to do the really, really low chest stall. But before we get started, make sure that you are warm and stretched out for your own sake. So let's go through 2 stretches that will help you land this trick. I recommend this stretch for your lower back. And this one for your groin and hip. Now, I don't think Zlatan did this before doing the trick, so we're just gonna carry on. Now, doing a regular chest stall, you need to have a wide stance like this, flexible knees, and then lean your back backwards as much as you can, and then hold your arms like you're reaching for a hug from someone coming from the sky, like this. And then you place the ball in the middle of your chest with the ball resting towards your chin, and that is the regular chest stall. Now that we got the regular chest stall out of the way, we're gonna step it up a notch, or rather step it down a notch, and do it the way Zlatan does it. And in order to do that, you need an even wider stance, even more flexible knees, and you need to go even further down with your back. And in the wide stance, you need to be able to balance on the inside of your foot, not the sole of your foot. So like this, not like this. So when you go down, you're gonna bend your knees inwards, because you can, like this, and go even further down with your back as long as you can. Wow. Okay. Whew. Sheesh. It's important to note that to stay balanced, you need to keep the center of gravity as close to your feet as possible. And that means shifting your knees forward and also your butt forward in order to keep that gravity. Because if you just go down and backwards, you're gonna fall down. And Zlatan's not gonna like that. And now to the most important part of the trick, incorporating the ball. So remember, a very wide stance, knees forward, standing on the inside of your feet, butt forward, back backwards, ball, hug, and that's how you do it. Now, if you want to do the full thing as he does it, start on a foot stall and then do it all again, but in one motion. First up, we got Pogba with a flick up. This flick up is basically a crossing heel hit, but with an around the world straight after. This is what it looks like. Next up, we got Ribéry with another stylish flick up. You flick the ball from behind you and you end up doing an around the world in front of you. It looks pretty cool. Check it out. Last but not least, we got El Shaarawy with an insane flick up. Gets a pass, it looks like he's shooting, but he actually does a flick up, does Homie to Sane around the world, and it's a perfect way to surprise your friends when you get a pass. This is what it looks like. All right, so as you know, I'm a freestyler, but I'm quite embarrassed that I actually can't do this move very well. And I've seen you do this amazingly, and from today, you've done it a lot as well. So I want you to teach me how to do it.
I will teach you.
So break it down in a few steps.
So basically, first step, simple one, standing in front of the ball, having a step backwards, to get the speed.
And you keep the what?
The toe on the ball.
Underneath?
Ish. Not touching the ball, but like basically on the ball, but not on the ball.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then you need to take a step back to get the power. This is the hard part. It's really hard to describe how to do it. But I'll like do a jump with both of my feet. First this one and then that one.
Okay, so first this one and then this one. But now the really, really difficult part comes in, right?
Yes.
Because sombrero flick is kind of, you do this little jump and then you flick it over yourself.
Yes, so it's a 2-in-1 movement.
Yeah.
So if you're a good dancer, you can do this.
I'm not a good dancer.
So basically after that little chip, you have to chip it again when you're basically in the air with this foot. So it's a one bang.
Okay, and then over your head.
Yes.
Is this when I embarrass myself and then where I actually try it?
So this is like where you need to use your brain a little bit and then have like a double jump and a double touch on the ball. Yes, nice.
Okay.
Getting there. You just need to practice a bit.
Yeah.
Takes time. Wow.
Okay, that it's a good flick, but I need to get it
More power.
and over. Sorry. This is embarrassing. Getting school here.
It's my day off, so it's fine. I have the whole day. Yes!
Huh?
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Thank you. Let's break it down again just to reiterate exactly how to do this trick. We have the 3 steps, super important. You dig the foot down underneath, as you said, and then what?
You need to have a step back.
Step back,
Yeah.
and then a little bit of a jump.
Yeah, a double jump basically.
First the back foot, and then the front foot.
Yeah.
And then the difficult part is then kicking it over yourself because you don't scoop it.
Yeah.
You actually kick it once and then kick it twice over.
Yeah,
Can you
double
show me?
kick.
Can you show me again?
I'll show you. The pressure.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
And the third step is when you're really good at it.
And the third step is you heeling the ball over yourself. Like that.
Oh, I feel embarrassed.
So now that I've landed this, is there any use case for this on the pitch?
No.
No.
Not really.
But you're actually a pretty good juggler. You know how to do a little bit of freestyle tricks. Is there any use to that on the pitch, or do you have any benefit from knowing that?
Yeah, I think it's always nice to like have tricks, and then if you get a high ball or like a difficult ball, you know how to sometimes juggle out of the situation.
Yeah.
Like you do that maybe 3 times a year in the season.
But it's good fun, right?
Yeah.
But I mean also, let's say, do you get better control? Do you get better close contact with the ball as well?
Yeah, you do, obviously. I think when I was 15, 16, I didn't know how to juggle. And after that, I was a dribbler.
I mean, she's a pro now, so I mean...
Flick up number 2, we got the lace flick done by Zlatan. Now there are a few different ways to do this trick, but I'm gonna teach you guys the way that Zlatan does it. Start with the ball on the ground and then place your toes on top of the ball. Now you need to extend your leg and roll the ball backwards in one single motion. But in order to get the flick, you need to flick the ball up with your toes like this when you are extended. It's very important that you twist and turn your body towards the ball in order to land it. Also, be aware because there are a few body parts that you really don't want to hit when doing this trick. Today we're going to take a closer look at a really impressive looking flick up skill done by the man himself, Thiago Alcantara. Step 1, the run up. As you've probably seen, when Thiago is doing this move, he actually runs up towards the ball when the ball is standing still. So you need to anticipate exactly where your feet are going to land when doing this trick. So you run up and you place one foot right next to the ball with your ankles parallel to the ball, and then place the other foot like this, slightly higher. Step 2, the flick. Now that you're in this position, you need to flick the ball up behind you. So in order to do that, take the leg that you set down last and roll the ball up with the inside of your foot onto the leg you set down first. And then because you're moving forward, the ball is obviously going to end up behind you, but you want the ball to go to the perfect height, not too high, not too low, so that you can do step 3. Step 3,
be the over your head. So now that you flick the ball up and the ball is behind you, all you need to do is kick the ball into the ground with your laces and your toes to get it over your head. And it's very important that you adjust the kick to the height of the flick. So if it's too low, you need to go very fast. If it's a little bit too high, you need to wait until you kick it. Also, because you're moving forward, you need to lean forward a little bit in order to get that right angle and right momentum to get the ball over your head. Now that you learn every single step separately, all you need to do is mash them up together, and there you have the flick up. All right, so let's just jump straight into it with number 1, the reverse toe bounce, which is exactly what it sounds like. It is a toe bounce, but it's in reverse. So a toe bounce looks like this, and a reverse toe bounce looks like this. So all you need to do is kick the ball up to your side, and then you're gonna cross your legs and put your foot on the ground and anticipate exactly where the ball is gonna land. And when the ball is on its way down, you need to lift this leg and go around the ball and let the ball bounce on your toes and give it a little touch up like that to make it go higher. And ultimately it will look like this. At number 2, we got the knee stall, which is in theory possibly one of the easiest tricks out there, but when you try it out, it's harder than you think. All you need to do is keep your knee and your thigh level at all times, and that in and of itself is pretty difficult because your standing leg needs to be stable at all times. And when you're in this position, all you need to do is place your ball on the knee, and there you have it. That's the knee stall. So all you need to do now is to learn how to get it from foot stall up to a knee stall. And if you want to learn some variations like that one, let me know in the comments down below. Third and final trick for the day is the hamstring rainbow. And a rainbow is ultimately a trick where the ball goes over your head, just like all the jokes I tell J-Mike at the office. So all you need to do is you start at a knee catch, pull your shorts up a little bit in order to catch the ball in the hamstring catch. Now, pull the ball forward and clinch the ball together between your calf and your hamstring. Now, to get the ball over your head, you need to release the ball and extend your leg and lift your heel as high as you can in order to get the ball all over your head. Okay, so you start with the ball in between your knees, you get your shorts up, put the ball in front of you, clinch the ball between your calf and your hamstring, release, extend, and lift your heel up, and that is how you do the hamstring rainbow. Easy, but impressive.
So there you have them, my friends, 25 freestyle skills that the pros have done. And hopefully you've gotten some tips on how to learn at least a few of them already. But what should we do next? Let me know below. Remember to go grab your new boots from Unisport in the link over here. Don't forget to subscribe, of course. Leave a like if you had a good time. And with those words, I'll be signing off. Cheerio.